As for Gaza itself, as I said last week, I was very sceptical of the photos widely used to spark the outrage in the West of starving Gazan children. And two of the photos, the New York Times child with cerebral palsy and the Time magazine photo, have both been used without context and used as propaganda. As I said last week, I was immediately sceptical of both, especially given the obvious art direction and lighting of both shots, not to mention the logic, the inherent logic flaws within them. Interestingly, there's a pro-Israeli Twitter account called Gaza Wood, which purports to show the filming and acting that they say goes into setting up some of the footage of starving children. I'm not saying all the footage you see is fake, but clearly some of it looks like it is to me. In this first clip, you can see the same kids in the starving kids footage, also in the back of a van with a very well-nourished man who appears to be instructing them. Then in the second bit of footage, note how as the kids are screaming and carrying on, look at the girl in the top corner. She completely loses it and starts laughing. What you make of the footage is up to you, but having spent many years making commercials with kids acting, it did not come as any surprise to me.
وجثامينهم عائلات استهدفت أشلاء في هذا المكان كما تشاهدون.
Of course, that footage itself may be fake, but somehow I doubt it. All I say is be very sceptical of all the footage you see and judge it on its own merits for yourself. But here's some more footage worth showing you, and again, how you view it is up to you, but it purports to be Gazans praising and thanking Donald Trump and Israel and even the Jews for food supplies, and Gazans condemning and blaming Hamas for the destruction and the devastation of their lives and their country.
هذه تنظيم إرهاب داعش أصعب من داعش. كسوا خدهم، كسوا خد عظم سنوار، أخو شرموطة. طلعوا هذا حماس، طختنا حماس.
بس تختكم؟
حماس أخوات شرموطة هذول.
أخوك في الرجل؟
عشان كابونات بيسرقونا للشرموطة.
And if you couldn't read all those titles, basically we had a little kid who was thanking the Jews in particular for the food and for caring. And you had any number of mothers screaming about Hamas having killed their sons and taken their kids away. And so on, and thanking Donald Trump. And as I said before, you can be cynical of all footage. You have to be cynical of all and any footage. But having spent many, many years in filmmaking with lighting setups and actors and so on, I think I've got a pretty good eye as to what looks authentic and what feels totally staged. And that footage all looks very credible to me.